Hey everyone, Craig here with Funding Freedom U. And if you're like most people, you're looking for ways to trim that budget back so that you can use more money toward your debt snowball, towards savings, or just to do some other fun things in life. And so today I'm going to be showing you a really easy activity exercise to do with your budget so that you can find some money to start snowballing. If you're feeling like you're stuck paycheck to paycheck, if you just feel like momentum is not building, this is going to help you determine some areas that you can pull out. And it's really quick, it's easy, it's a one time sitting, and you should be able to pull some money out. Now, before I jump in, I do want to offer you my free financial freedom roadmap. This is the step by step guide out of the paycheck to paycheck cycle. So just click on the link up here. That'll be emailed directly to you. All right, we're going to look into my budget here, and I'm looking at a sample EveryDollar account right now. And you'll see I also have an Excel sheet pulled up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my budget and I'm going to find everything that I spend money on that's a choice. So these are the things that are optional, not a I can justify why I need it, but this is not directly related to my house, my shelter, food, my basic clothing, and my ability to earn an income. So if it isn't related to those four things, then it's a choice we make. And so the first thing we're going to do, we're not cutting these things. We're just going through and we're going to make a list of things we're spending money on that are a choice. And again, some of them it's okay for it to be a choice, and you'll see that in some of these. But let's just go through and we're going to jot them down. So, emergency fund, this budget doesn't have anything going into it. Gasoline for our car. So is this one a choice? It's a tough one to start with, right? But this one is probably not an optional one. I've never met a person who buys gasoline for their car because they just love buying fuel for their car. So we're not going to worry about that one. Groceries. Is that a choice? Groceries in itself, I'm going to say is not. That's food for your family. Now, if your grocery budget is just out of control, there's different ways to trim that back. You can check out some of my other videos on how to trim your grocery spending down. I'll link to that up here. But overall, groceries are what I considered your necessity foods. This is not your restaurants, just your grocery shopping. All right, giving, church. Yes, this is this is optional, and so I'm going to write that down. Again, you may say, well, my religious beliefs, it's not a choice, I have to do it. You may have a good reason to, but again, it's an option, and if you choose to, that's okay, but it is a choice. Moving through, I don't have anything budgeted for savings. Rent, not a choice, need shelter. HOA dues, depending on where you live, probably not an option. Water, gas, and electricity, not an option. Mobile phone is a choice. So cell phone, I'm going to write that down. Cable, choice for sure. If internet is part of that, internet is a choice. I know it's 2018 right now, and you're going, you have to have internet to do anything. You're right, but it's a choice. And the reason I know that is because I have a good friend of mine who just bought a house and they moved in, and it took them 3 weeks to get internet in their home. It was frustrating and it was inconvenient, but they made it. They survived. They were okay. So again, you may say that that's a choice you want to make to put into the budget, but for now, that is a choice. We're going to move on through. Gas for the car, we already talked about. Groceries, we talked about. Restaurants, that's a choice. Pet care is a choice. Clothing, choice. Sports entertainment, that's a choice. That would be things like your kids signing up for cheerleading or soccer or whatever. A gym membership is a choice. Miscellaneous is a choice. I'm just going to put this. Music and technology, so music is a choice. Netflix is a choice. So some of these are easier to say, yeah, that's a choice. Some of them it's kind of like, health insurance, not really a choice. I mean, I guess you could choose to have it or not. I'm going to not put it in there because I really don't feel like that's an option. I think you should have some form of health insurance covered. Same with auto insurance. If you plan on driving, then it's required. Renter's insurance, depending on where you live, may be a requirement, so I'm going to leave it in there. And then your debt payments. So those are not choices. These are the minimum payments, so I'm not going to put those in there. So that was a quick run through this budget. So again, do this with your budget. That's step one, listing those out. Now, I'm going to categorize these choices into 3 categories. Something that I'm going to keep, that I want to choose to keep, something I'm going to choose to cut, something that I could decrease. So, meaning I'm going to keep it, but I'm going to lower, maybe I could find a way to lower the amount that I'm spending on that. So, you go through here first. What are the non-negotiables, must-haves? You're going to choose to not cut those. And again, pet care for us would probably be a non-negotiable. So I'm going to drag that over there. I put clothing in here, by the way. I know when I said if it's basic clothing, this is like, unless your shoes have holes in them and are unusable, this would be where clothing would fall, and you're buying clothes because it's fun. So maybe that's a decrease. Or if you're getting out of debt, this is a good one to cut. But I'll leave that there. I'm going to look for the keepers first. Again, if you're religious and you're saying tithing is not an option for me, then put that in there as the keep. Internet. All of you are going, internet, that's a keep, internet. So, okay, there's 3 definite keepers that I would put in there. All right, now I want to look at some that maybe, and probably cell phone, right? That's a keeper. But maybe cell phone's one that I could decrease. Call, see if you can get that lowered. But you're definitely going to keep it, but one that you could decrease. Now, when it comes to cutting, if you're married, I want each of you to look and see what you could cut of your own spending. So this is going to prevent a fight later. I don't want you to look here and say, if you're the husband, you don't want to go, well, I think you should cut this. And if you're the wife, you shouldn't be like, well, you should cut this. This is maybe I'm looking at it and go, you know what? I don't necessarily need the gym. I never go. So I'm going to cut that. And then maybe your spouse is going, yeah, I really don't use that Spotify whatever, or I could probably cut that. So put those into cut. Find ones you can cut. Restaurants, if it's not realistic for you to cut completely, decrease it. Cable, cut it. There's so many options, especially if you're gonna cut that. Maybe you're like, well, then we need to keep miscellaneous or Netflix. So and again, the kids, maybe we find a way to decrease it, or whatever, or you keep it. I don't know, whatever you want to do with it. Let's keep it. And then miscellaneous, maybe we'll decrease. Whoops. If I can drag it to the right spot. So very quickly, I just went through here so you can see. Now the first thing I'm going to do is go back into my budget, and I'm going to find the cuts. So gym, that's going to be under lifestyle. There we go. Save $20 a month. Music was down here. There's an extra 15. And then cable was up here, and that's an extra 150. So already $185 we just freed up in this budget just from those 3 cuts. Now we're going to look at the decrease section. So clothing, where was clothing? Right here, $50. So maybe we just decrease it. Maybe we cut it in half. Maybe we try that 10% rule and we just cut it by $5 or $10. I'm going to cut it down to 40. We'll just cut it by $10. Something nice and easy. Cell phone. Calling and seeing what you can do to lower that bill. You might not be able to, but you can always try. So I'm not even going to touch it. We'll just pretend you couldn't do anything. Restaurants, that's an easy one to bring down. So maybe you drop it by $50. There's 150. Miscellaneous, maybe you just cut that by a little bit, 75. So you see how you can go through, and now all of a sudden we freed up $270 just by going through and figuring out what we wanted to keep, what we wanted to cut, and what we wanted to decrease. So, again, as you start this process, it's easy when you're sitting there to go, but wait, no, we don't want to put that on the list. We need that. Really decide what's a need and a want. And it's okay to throw something down that you're going to keep. Like I said, internet. It's pretty unrealistic to not have internet, but it's a want. It's a choice that we make. It's okay if you decide to keep it, but make that list. And I really want you to try and get at least 2 things in that cut column. See what you can cut, see what you can bring down. Internet might even be one that you could decrease the price on. Make some phone calls, see what you can do. So all of those types of things, Just get creative, think outside of the box of how you can bring those numbers down. Let me know your thoughts if you do this activity. I want to know how much you save in your budget. Drop that in the comments box below or email me at info@craigdacey.com. I'd love to hear your results. And guys, if you liked this video and want to see more, hit that subscribe button. I would love to see you in another video later. Now, if you are way into this, you're trying to get on your debt-free journey, and you feel like it's not going the pace you want, you don't know where to start, whether you're a beginner or have been doing this for a while and just want to speed up that process, I would love for you to join me in Funding Freedom U. It's a online platform that is designed to help you get to your results faster. I am there as your guide, walking with you step by step through this process. So if you'd like to join us in there, take advantage of a free 14-day trial. Click on the link and join us there. Otherwise, guys, I will see you in the next video. Thanks for hanging out with me.